All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. It's been a while since I've had somebody on the channel. Obviously, the previous videos I've uploaded have been purely just myself. But today we're joined with Ryan. Ryan, a good mate of mine. Do I need to duck down to make myself look visible? It's like a zip job. Ryan's a good mate of mine. We don't hang out, but when we are here at the pub, we catch up.
Have good conversations.
And we have good conversations. And in terms of good conversations, we talk about deep, meaningful conversations, not, holy fuck, look at my hair. We don't talk shit. We talk about business,
Mental issues.
mental health. As you know from the previous video, mental health for me is an extremely big thing, and I urge anybody that has any sort of mental health issues, whether it be depression, anxiety, sadness, whatever, not to say find your escape, but sort it out. And when I say sort it out, I'm not talking about go right now or within the next week to go and seek help, but maybe chat to a buddy, maybe chat to a mate, chat to a random person that you might meet at the pub. I mean, kind of
Conversations that start off from random things that trigger certain things and lead to other conversations that actually open people up.
I mean, as an example, Ryan's been through a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot of stuff as well. And we can associate with each other and have these conversations where we've been going through different things in life and different things which affect us in various ways, but
All lead back to the same thing.
it all leads back to the same thing, where we can associate and we can connect. And, you know, maybe one day Ryan's having a bad day and he just comes through for a beer after work, and I'm here playing pool, and we're just starting off on a normal conversation, such as now, maybe, and I'm busy recording.
Robin wants to go walk.
Go walk, leave my wallet, leave everything here, my keys, my wallet, okay, whatever. Not editing that. But as an example, Ryan's having a bad day, he comes to a pub, but I'm here busy playing pool, and we say, how's it, and how's your day going, how's things going, how's the kid, how's the lady, how's the wife, whatever. And then somehow it turns into us actually having a deep conversation. And the deep conversation is not a waste of time. It's that we actually express to each other. We speak to each other about our own personal things, where as far as I'm aware and as far as what I know and what I've experienced with Ryan is that I can tell him about anything. You know, where I can't tell some of my mates about what I'm currently feeling or experiencing but the thing is, Ryan's been through a similar situation and he knows. But in saying that, not necessarily his advice to me would work for me, but it could assist me in healing.
My processes.
The process.
Dealing with things. Our conversation started off as one of my new hobbies that I picked up.
Speak about it.
And
Tell us.
in picking up in one of my new hobbies, planting plants, we can call it that. It was something that I didn't enjoy planting. I never saw myself planting plants or being
I mean, as an example,
botanist.
as anybody that knows Ryan van der Walt, planting. Did you ever think of this oak planting? No.
Luckily, I know one of my favorites was always smoking, obviously. And in smoking, I decided that I'm going to pick up a hobby in planting. In planting, I found I call it my centerpiece. It's the apple of my eye. It's where I function 100%. And I found that comfort And in finding that comfort, it made me realize what I was running from. And then in finding what you're running from, that's when you can actually process things and start dealing with them. And once you start dealing with them, that's the tough part. Because not everyone knows how to deal with it. I find sticking myself into my garden every day when I come home from work. Everyone works, we all work, we do what we need to do to make money. Some love it, some don't. Unfortunately, I started my job loving it, not anymore. So when I get home, I'm not the happiest of all people. But the minute I get home, I know I'm going to climb into my hobby, and that's what's my peace of mind.
So in saying that, Ryan, like, as an example, as the guys know that have viewed the previous video, is that I'm not going to say escape, but my way of handling it. So Ryan's way of handling it is when he gets home from his stressful job, and at the end of the day, he plants, and he grooms his plants, and he does things like that. My way, well, was fishing, yes, but I lost the desire to go fishing because I was really afraid of being by myself based on the thoughts that were in my mind and my head, and it was very scary.
Getting caught up alone. Once you're caught up alone with your own thoughts, they can destroy you.
So in my way of escaping was, as you know in the previous video, as I said, is that I would come to a pub for an innocent beer.
Is Fridays ever innocent?
That innocent beer would turn into a couple more.
And multiple deep conversations. Which essentially would kind of help you, but also wouldn't help you because it's not necessarily what you need. But when I would come through to the pub after a shitty day or whatever the case, I would drink and I would drink and I would drink, and you know, those that do consume alcohol or any sort of, let's say, narcotics, which help you forget and make you escape from your physical, mental, emotional pain, whatever it may be. My escape was drinking alcohol, and I thought it was like, I'm just coming through to the pub, I'm playing some pool, I'm having a couple beers. But when it came to the point of a couple days a week, where that was my go-to, not only is it financially affecting me, or at the point, or at that time, but it doesn't really help, you know. I mean, we can drink, we can get pissed, and we'll have a lekker time, we'll talk, we'll express. Yes, it'll feel nice in the moment, but as soon as I maybe got into my car or maybe got home, and maybe 20-30 minutes later, I would just sink into that psychological depression of, what now? You know, you're always chasing that. The next best thing.
You're always chasing.
Anything that gets the endorphins flowing.
That is it.
Which is even depression. People think that endorphins are released through excitement or adrenaline or hurt or pain.
No. Or exercise or whatever.
Anything that over-accesses the brain releases endorphins. My chase of getting away from my tough times is smoking a lot of weed. When I tell you I smoke a lot of weed, I smoke anything between 100 to 150 grams a month.
And
I was pretty much abusing the plant that it came to a point where I couldn't move without smoking. I'd wake up, I want to smoke. If I go to a restaurant with my fiance, I smoke. The minute I finish eating, I need to smoke because I start getting agitated and edgy. I believe that it helped me, but it didn't actually help me. It created a comfort zone that could have been a hole, and I would have never gotten out. And by taking up the opportunity to grow, made me respect and understand.
Yeah.
What's the words? The product that I used, or my escape, I abused. And once I understood that term or whatever I used, I respected it 10 times more. Where I'm going from smoking 2-3 grams a day to smoking half a gram a day. Because I'm spending more time building what I use and understanding the plant that is actually helping me. Because I do believe that this plant helps me, it does.
So as an example, like if I enjoy my beers, I mean, you guys
You guys know I enjoy my beers. I love the taste of beer, except for shitty beer. Like,
There's two more bad choices to Mike. I am one of those influencers because I don't have a bad habit of this thing. Just joking.
I was going to say neither do I, but yes, I actually have a terrible...
Had.
Had.
I don't see you much anymore.
That is also... I haven't been here in a while.
Since your first video.
Yes. No, you're right. I had a terrible... I'm not going to call it an addiction.
A misuse.
I had a terrible misuse and misunderstanding of alcohol, and I utilized it
The wrong way.
the wrong way in a form of escape.
Instead of dealing with it, we suppressed it. You find something
Correct.
that helps you comfort the situation, and what we as humans tend to do is misuse and abuse.
Misuse and abuse, and that I think that would be the topic for, or the headline of this particular conversation. It's been 11 minutes. Whatever you do, guys, whether it be anything you want to do, if you want to go running, if you want to, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty, but whatever you do it within moderation. Do not misuse and abuse. And me as a, can I say victim?
No.
I can't say victim. But me as a...
I don't know the word.
Neither do I. I'm going to use the word victim. Me as
Patient.
me as a patient about misusing and abusing alcohol, I understand it more. Not that I'm studying alcohol or anything, but Ryan's studying plants, and that was his theory, which makes sense. It makes a shit ton of sense. But for me, at the moment, we are not abusing us. We are having it within moderation. And you know what? Whenever you see your mates,
Have a chat.
have a chat.
Don't just say hi, bye. Even the people that you think are just acquaintances, sit down, buy the okadop, or buy him a
Get
coffee,
bored to dop.
or buy him a coffee or whatever. Sit and actually just start off. People always think that you need to sit down and have meaningful conversations from the get-go. It doesn't work like that.
No.
Break the ice, sit down. People these days are very scared to throw their feelings in front of people's faces, but always quick to throw them over social media.
Also,
Learn to talk to each other.
Also, don't be afraid to message your buddy, who you trust a lot. Don't be afraid to message and say, "Hey, I'm not doing so lekker at the moment.
Can we grab a coffee?"
Can we go grab a coffee? And if you feel like it, maybe a tequila."
And a couple of weeks ago, I listened to a song and came
Hey, whoa, let me fucking close this door.
a couple of weeks ago.
Sorry.
For those of you might know, I'm a huge hip hop fan, so I listen to Tupac and Biggie a lot. I find lots of comfort in their words. I listened to one of Tupac's remix songs, obviously someone made a couple of weeks ago, and the intro was from JFK.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, and his words were, "We are all mere mortal, and we all breathe the same air." I leave it at that.
Whichever way you want to take it, shit, now the music's up. Whichever way you want to take it, you take it. If you have any sort of interpretation of that message from Ryan or from JFK, but from Ryan, you know what I mean, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think about that message.
I'd enjoy to see that.
I would love to see it. Knowing my channel, nobody's going to comment because they're all scared.
Don't be scared to talk about it.
And if you really, guys, girls, or whatever you want to identify yourselves as, if you want to chat, I mean, Ryan's going through some troubles, I'm going through some troubles, we're all going through some troubles. We're open, we are honest, we non-judgmental, we don't
Very
care.
Very honest.
We don't care what you're going through. But if you need somebody to talk to, we here. Yeah, we here.
My dad always used to say, if you think you're going through something bad, there's someone else going through something 10 times worse.
That is also very true. Right? So I'm going to leave you guys with this. You're not alone. You see a random person on the side of the street, or in the shops, or in the gym, or at work, or wherever. They are going through something very similar to you, or maybe even worse.
Even worse.
Maybe even worse. But the best thing that you can do is be a human being and be there for that person. You don't have to push them to say, talk to me. All you have to do is reach your hand out, put your arm out and say,
I'm here.
I'm here. If you need a talk, let me know.
Sometimes even going through something bad, reaching out to someone that's going through something worse, might seem very dickish to do, but when I feel really bad and I scroll through Facebook and then I see someone else going through a very bad time, I tend to reach out. Because two people going through a tough time tend to common associate a lot easier than chatting to even a best friend.
Yep. That's why I can get along with Ryan so easily. Because we can.
There's no barrier to a conversation.
Yeah.
We're not constant friends and we're not always hanging around, so there's no barrier to our conversation. So when we talk with full heart.
That's it.
There's nothing to hide. I don't feel ashamed in anything I say to this man whatsoever. And I feel sometimes that's the point that some of us need to realize, that our family and friends aren't the ones that we should always talk to. Maybe outside perspective has a lot more motivation in what you're doing than what else.
I mean, put it this way. How often do I see you? Once a month? Maybe?
Maybe.
And we have a fat conversation and we talk about our lives and we talk about the stuff that we're going through. And
I wasn't even going to do this video.
He wasn't going to, but
Mike caught me off guard. I just splurged on him. I don't always do this either. But I was splurging on the conversation.
He wanted to plan it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to plan it. I wanted to catch him as he is.
In the full feeling.
And you know what? 17 and a half minutes.
We call it 10, but we're doing good.
I did say 10, but he talks a lot. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you the message that...
We don't want him.
I'm going to leave you with a message. Guys, you are never alone. You guys are never alone. Guys, girls, go to the bathroom, whatever. You guys are never alone. If you need somebody to talk to, listen, I'm not the best person to talk to. I suck at communication, even though I think I do a damn good job at it. But if you need anybody to talk to, drop a message or drop a link in the comments or whatever the case. I'm not going to say your contact details because everybody else can see that, but send me a message with maybe your email address or whatever the case. And I'll drop you an email, and then we can maybe get a WhatsApp number, or we can chat via Zoom or MS Teams or whatever the case. Guys, you're not alone. Seriously, you guys are not alone. I've been suffering with depression for a very long time, and I find it extremely difficult to talk to people, and again, the message to you guys is that you're not alone, and if you need a chat, you need a chat. The first step is having a chat to somebody that you might feel comfortable with. You might not feel comfortable. I mean, it could be your best mate, and even with your best mate, you might not feel comfortable talking to them about it, but trust me, from my side, talking to one of your mates, that's probably the best thing you can do, just to break that ice. But anyway,
we are done here. Ryan and I are going to play some pool, and I guess I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.